In this video, I will show you how to create your user profile in the new lobbying application, which is required for every user of the lobbying application. The first video showed you how to gain access to the lobbying application using your personal ny.gov ID. The user profile is a new concept in the lobbying application. This is your personal profile in the lobbying application. With it, you will be able to access any organization profile you have been granted permissions to under this single user profile login. User profiles require you to enter your personal information, whether you are going to be the Chief Administrative Officer, Delegated Administrator, or Authorized Preparer in an organization profile. I will explain what these three roles are and the permissions attached to them in a future video. This is your personal user profile that grants you access to all your affiliated organization profiles. It is required that you have your user profile created before you will be able to create or claim the organization profile. It is also recommended that all users have a user profile completed before their names are added to an organization profile. However, if the person being added to an organization does not yet have a user profile, the organization can create an Orphan profile for them. The application will send an email to the person the Orphan profile was created for, which will include a link that allows the person to verify and attest to their information. This confirms the profile information, so they won't need to complete this user profile step when logging into the lobbying application for the first time. This email will come from helpdesk@jcope.ny.gov with a subject line of JCOPE Lobbying Profile Verification. For future access to the lobbying application, the person the Orphan profile was created for will still need a personal ny.gov ID to access the lobbying application. They will need to separately create an ny.gov ID if they do not already have one. Also, their first login will still need to go through the enrollment link so their access to the lobbying application can be established. Let's create a new user profile. We will go through each required field and also briefly review the fields that are optional and not required. To begin, you are required to either enter your NY-DMV license number or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. This is for identification purposes only, to create your own individual ID, which will help eliminate duplicate profiles. This information will not appear in your user profile after you submit. A filer's identification is verified and the profile's unique ID is created when you use either the New York State DMV or other state-issued ID number, which is the filer's driver's license number, and that is compared against DMV records, only for New York State license numbers. Or, if you choose to use the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, the filer must provide the last 4 digits of their Social Security number, which is combined with the first initial of their last name and first initial of first name to create the unique ID. Now we will go through each field on the user profile setup screen. The first set of fields, the application is asking you for your last name, first name, and business title. Middle name and suffix is not required. Then you will input your business street address, if you choose to add an alternate address, you would select Add Alternate Address. And if you would like this address to be your primary mailing address, you would check the box next to Primary Mailing Address. Then you will type in your business phone number. Alternate phone number and an alternate email address are optional, but it is required to list one email address. also known as. This section is optional. You would only use this section if you go by a different first name. If you do, you would select Add AKA, and then you would enter the different name that you go by. Once all fields are complete, you are required to attest to the information by selecting the checkbox and submit. If a field is missing information, a message will appear at the top of your screen indicating what needs to be fixed. In this instance, the email address was not entered. Once corrected, the user profile will successfully submit. Once corrected, the user profile will successfully submit. Congratulations! You have successfully created a user profile in the new lobbying application. In the next video, I will explain the 3 different roles that can be assigned to users in the lobbying application. You will need to know what role you play before an organization profile can be created or an existing organization profile can be claimed.